Hey guys, Brandon here, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you guys about why I personally do not own a radar detector. Well, the quick answer is because I drive a Subaru BRZ and I can't really speed. Anyway, that'll do it for this video, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Alright, maybe I'll explain myself a little bit more. But before I start, this is the second drive topic video I've done where I just get in my BRZ and just kind of go cruising and talk to you guys about car stuff or car related things like the radar detector. And before I start though, I just want to thank everyone who watched the first episode last week. I made a video about the manual transmission and kind of the dying art, but anyway, if you saw that video, you know what it's all about. But I didn't know, if you saw the video, I didn't know how I was going to do because it is a kind of new thing for Exotic Cars 19. So I just want to thank everyone who watched it and supported it. It's actually at over 2,000 views right now within a week, which is pretty good for my channel, and a lot of thumbs up and a lot of comments, so I could kind of go back and forth and talk to you guys. So that's exactly what the point of this is, just to strike car conversation. So for everyone who watched the first episode, thank you guys so much for the support. But in this video, as you guys can suggest from the introduction and the title, I want to be talking to you guys about radar detectors and why I don't have one, and I really don't feel the need to. Funny thing is, I was only half joking in the intro when I say it's because I drive a BRZ. If you guys have seen just one video with me and this BRZ, you guys know I love this car because it's so fun in that you can kind of drive it pretty hard, especially on a windy road, and it's pretty hard to speed because the car isn't that powerful, but it's a ton of fun just for the balance. You guys have heard me say that a million times. But yeah, one big thing is the car, in that I don't really feel the need to speed to have fun in it, so I'm never really catching myself speeding. However, if I were to own you guys probably know where this is going, if I were to own a 430 Scuderia or a C7 Grand Sport, two cars I really like, would I then get a radar detector? And I really don't think I would even then. And there's a couple reasons for that. By the way, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm driving in the rain. I don't know what it is about rainy conditions. I just want to go for a drive. But anyway, there's a couple of reasons for no matter what car I do drive, whether it is a BRZ or a Corvette, whatever, I would probably still not have one. And that is, well, in the 3 years I've been driving a Subaru BRZ, I've been pulled over about 4 times. 3 times for no front plate, 1 time for a warning on speeding. And all the times I have gotten no moving citations, not a single speeding ticket or anything like that. And I think that comes down to a couple reasons. One, if you're just polite with the officer, you know, you could pretty much get away with small speeding. But that speeding was probably like doing like 40 into 35, and I was like going with the flow of traffic, so I was completely let go. But with that said, there's been 4 police officers that approached my left window, and I have gotten away with just a warning on every single time. And I think that goes part because I don't have a radar detector there. And I know radar detectors aren't just for a sports car thing. Sometimes we might think that's just for people that plan to speed, but I personally know people that feel the need to have one on everything they own, whether it's their own sports car. I know people who have it on their Jeeps, their trucks, everything like that. So there's people that feel like they can't leave the house without it. But aside from just, I think I get let off easier if I am pulled over, and it just, you know, that's one reason. If you don't have it there, in my head I tell myself, if a police officer approaches my car, they see no radar detector, versus if they see one, they'll be like, oh, this guy's up to no good. That's just the thing I tell myself, I guess. But then there's another reason for that, and that is I think the law will always outsmart us car guys, and that is that, okay, police officers use the Doppler radar to track us down. They can just set it and forget it, and then whenever something's speeding, they get alerted and they know. So then what do? We get a radar detector. That way we can sense that Doppler radar, and then our radars will go off and give us a warning, so we have time to slow down. Police or law enforcement picked up on this, and now there's LiDAR pretty much instantaneously. And if you have a radar detector and you get hit with LiDAR, it's gonna sound something like this. When you hear that, it's a bit too late and you're caught. Your speed is locked in and there's no escaping that. And then once the officer approaches your car and you're speeding and they see the radar detector and they saw that you were trying to avoid that, I think that police officer will be more than happy to write you a ticket. So those are kind of the 2 reasons why I personally don't have one. More like 3 reasons. One, I really often find myself or rarely find myself speeding, and when I am, it's kind of like lazy. I didn't really pay attention, or sometimes I feel like it's a 40-mile-an-hour zone, but it's like 30. And then, so I'm never speeding by more than like 10 miles an hour, and when I am, it's pretty accidentally, because the way I have fun with a BRZ or a car like this is to hit up a windy road, and when you do that, you know, you're not going to be speeding by much anyway. So one reason is the car I own. Another reason is because I feel like even with any car, if an officer approaches you and they see a radar detector, they might feel a little bit more obligated, I guess you could say, to give you a ticket. And then the third reason is I think the law always gets around it, because, okay, now that there's LiDAR, what are we gonna do? Oh, I know, radar jammers. Well, then law enforcement says that's illegal. So now if you get you know, pulled over and you have radar jammer, I don't know what the penalty is on that, but I'd imagine you're not getting away scotch-free, not even close. But anyway, if you guys have a radar detector and you guys have had luck with it, I know a lot of people buy it because they think it's an investment. They buy a really good one for a few $100s, and they think if that just stops them from, you know, one speeding ticket, that's gonna stop them from the ticket itself, insurance rates going up. So it sounds like a really good idea on paper, and I'm sure in a few cases, I'm not bashing radar detectors, I'm sure in a few cases, they will save your butt for the officer who just has, you know, Doppler radar on. I'm sure there are many cases where they'll save you, but that those few cases versus not having one, and maybe the officer will respect me not having one, at least that's what I tell myself. Those are the reasons why I personally don't have one. But if you have one and you have good luck with it, or you've been busted with it, I want to hear it. Let me know how your guys' experience are, or if you know someone who's had a radar detector, let me know how it's worked out for you guys. Maybe it has helped out, maybe it hasn't. But anyway, just a quick video on radar detectors, because that's just what I had in mind. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to thank you guys for tuning into this video as well. If you made it this far, this is one of those fun videos for me to make that I didn't think many people would tune into, but the first video did pretty well, and you guys are probably, a few of you might be subscribed from it. I saw in the analytics, I got some subscribers. So to everyone who supports the channel, thank you guys so much. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.